Good evening, everyone. I hope I'm audible and visible to all of you. So now we are here for another mock analysis of iCAT 11.0, and I hope all of you who are watching this live stream would have gone through this, must have attempted this mock. So here is a example. Divanshu is there who did it. So he got 0 score. I mean, that's just for the placeholder value. So at 0, you would have got 23.5 percentile. That means there are 23.5% people at most who have scored negative marks. Okay. In VARC, his score is 28. In LRDI, 35. Quant, 22. At 0 score. There are the percentiles. So 35% people in LRDI have got negative scores. That's huge. 28% VARC, 22% in Quant. Which somehow means that LRDI is the most difficult one, as you see the scores here. And Quant is probably the easiest one. All right. Here you see, you can analyze your mock with solution. You click here, you will get the textual solutions as well as video solutions. If you click over here, you'll get your errors. I'll just show you how that happens. So this is how it goes. So because he has not marked anything, he won't be able to fill in error tracker report. But this is how it looks. Why did you skip? Because he skipped the question, that is why. There are 4 options. Didn't know the concept, I ran out of time, I didn't read the question properly, question was lengthy. So let's say he clicks here, then goes to next question, didn't know the concept, goes to next question, and so on. Basically, you'll just tick there that what went wrong. And once you have ticked that, you will be getting a proper error tracker report. You click here, this is how you'll get it. Okay. So basically, it's not any question, that is why it's not showing anything, but the people who have done something would be getting a fair idea. So here you see, that is the dashboard, question and answers. By the way, dashboard has all other functionalities. It's not necessary that you will be going to all the other tabs. There's one pager site in which you can go to everywhere. Your areas, weak spots, moderate spots, strong spots, in VARC, LRDI and Quant, you can just click the button and get going. Similarly, here we have scorecard. It can be seen question wise, topic wise, subtopic wise, all that stuff is there. How many questions you did, how many you attempted, how many were wrong, all that stuff is there. And if you want to flex your score in case you got a good score, just click here, post now, and go to iQuanta community, which is the largest community, online community for CAT prep on Facebook, and post your score over there and get talking with the other CAT aspirants as well. So this is the entire dashboard. Now we'll go to the analysis, and I would like to welcome Sajjan sir for LRDI first of all. So this is over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Hello, everyone. So LRDI section iCAT 11. When I analyzed this, and I felt that this was overall on higher side with respect to the recent mocks that we have done, right? Do you agree with that? Like we had 5 sets, that is good. But if we talk about all the sets individually, like this set, it was 8 friends, A through H, are sitting around a circular table. Although we have the recent mocks that we have done. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so usually circular arrangement sets are not given in CAT, but we don't know when they can ask this one. So that's why we had not many sets based on circular in recent mocks, but this one is based on circular arrangements, and it's about 8 friends, A through H, are sitting around a circular table, equally spaced in a restaurant such that everyone is facing the center. Direction is already given. Each of them ordered a different dish from P through W. P through W means P, Q, R, S, T, U, W. Each friend ordered exactly 1 dish. The prices of the 8 dishes were prime numbers and ranged between 250 to 290. Prime numbers ranged between 250 to 290. Now here what you need to do first before moving onwards, that you can calculate all the prime numbers that are going to come between 250 to 290. And how do we check if a number is prime or not? Quickly, how do we check? Let's say next number is 251 and I want to check if 251 is a prime number or not. So what I will do, I will check by dividing it till all the prime numbers till square root of 251, which is nothing but, so this is exactly what we can say, 15 point something, right? This is 15 point something. So I will not choose 2, I will not choose 3 because this is not a multiple of 3, not 5. So I will choose it by dividing 7, 11 and 13 and we are done, right? If this number is divisible by 7, let's check. 21, 41, not divisible. 11, not divisible. 13. So in case of 13, 121, not divisible. So this is a prime number. So ये काफ़ी easy हो जाता है यहाँ पे. If you know this concept that if you want to check a number is prime number or not, you should check it by square root of all the prime numbers till square root of that number. So 251 is not a prime number. Similarly, you can check for rest of the numbers like 253. Don't check for a multiple of 5 or multiple of 3 and you get all the prime numbers. Now, the price of no two dishes were the same. The following details were also known. The difference between the prices of the dishes ordered by A and G, who sits opposite to him, is the same as that of A and H, who sits to the immediate right of H. A, immediate right of A. Okay, so in that case, we can start making the arrangement, right? We can start making the arrangement, and with arrangement, we can follow the given numbers. Dish P was the least expensive. So you get the value of dish P from here. It was ordered by the friend sitting immediately left to the one who ordered the dish R, which cost 263. Dish Q costed less than R. So using all the information, as I said, few values are already given, like 281 is given, 263 is given, right? But still you need the rest of the values. So what you can do in that sense, that if you are not able to take all of them together, like the name of the dish they ordered, the price and the name of the people to corresponding values, what you can do, you can make a table. Apart from the arrangement, you can make a table by name, dish name and their prices, so that you can connect them and you can use this information here. Although there are few cases that we need to consider. So every good circular arrangement set have cases, right? So this was a good set, but still not that good that I can put it in difficult level set. This was a moderate level, and the time that you should take to solve this set is 8 to 10 minutes. I guess 8 to 10 minutes maximum. Okay, and then let's come to the next one. And one thing is very sure, that if you are able to do the correct arrangement, there is no if and but in the question. You can solve all the questions very quickly, very easily. Then comes this second set. Tom, an F1 fan, attended the Dutch Grand Prix on August 31st, 2025. Alex, Andrea, Fernando, blah, blah, blah. There are 10 drivers who finished the race. Now, Tom observed the leaderboard and noted the following points. In the leaderboard, the driver who finished the race first gets first place, second gets second place, and no two drivers finish the race at the same time. No two drivers finish the race at the same time. That means that all of had different rankings. Max and George finished the race in 5th and 6th position in any order. Means Max could be 5th, Lance could be 6th, or Max could be 6th, Lance could be 5th. Lance and Oliver didn't finish the race in 2 consecutive positions. Exactly 3 drivers finished the race between Andrea and George. Isaac finished before Oscar but after Lance. Yuki finished after Oliver but before Isaac. Fernando finished the race immediately after Alex. So these are good information. But still there are not enough information in this question from which you can find a particular ranking of these train drivers. There are lots of cases that we need to consider, and if you are someone who are afraid of cases, who doesn't work on casework, then this is a definitely difficult set for you. And overall also this set is difficult, and the time it will take to consider all the cases properly, you will get different rankings. It should take more than 14 to 15 minutes. So this is a 15-minute set, and this was of course a difficult level set, not a set that you can start with, although it looks like a trap, because it looks like that we need to rank 10 drivers and it would be easy, but it's not. Okay, so this would be a waste of time solving during the mock. But yes, ranking sets, if you have done before, if you are aware of how should we arrange them, and you are good with casework, you can definitely do that. Akash, yes, as I said, if you are good with casework, then definitely that was a little bit time taking, but not unsolvable, right? Then comes the third set, and Roxy, a manufacturing company, has its head office in city X. This company has 5 branches in 5 different cities, A, B, C, D and E. These 6 cities are located in a straight path that connects city X and city E, which is the farthest from city X. The remaining 4 cities lie between city X and E, in that order: city A nearest, city B second nearest, and so on. P, Q, R, S and T work for this company, and the company assigned each of the 5 managers to the 5 cities every month. One manager to exactly 1 city. The following statements give partial information about the cities that these 5 managers were assigned to in 5 months, starting from January to May in the year 2024. 5 people, 5 months, 5 cities, right? So definitely a distribution set, and different from the usual distribution set where it works like Sudoku, right, where all the values in each column and each row are different. It's not like that. It's not like that. Yes, if you start by taking the months in the first column, which I have already discussed during the class, that you should take months in the first column and then rest of the information in rest of the columns, then it will be easier to solve. And apart from that, you should also remember that there could be multiple employees who could be visiting the same city in different months. Like it was given here that R was assigned to all the cities except city D across the 5 months. Means in some of the cities R must be visiting 2 months, right? So if I am taking cities here like A, B, C, D and E, then there will be at least one city where R will come twice, and it's given here as well that where is it given? Somewhere, yeah, I will have to check that, but it's given here. R was assigned to city B in both January and March, right? So R was assigned to B in January and March. This was the easiest set of this mock. Okay, you have solved like hundreds of these type of sets till now if you are preparing well in mannered way, and this is the set that you can see and start solving at that point. All right, that you can be done with this set in at max 7 to 8 minutes, and you get all the correct answers and you move forward. Of course, there are some clues, there are some tricky parts which you need to consider, but you can definitely solve this set once you put your mind into this. Hai na? Okay, then as I said, this was easy set. Then comes the fourth one. It says Brandon, a film enthusiast, collected reviews for some film critics about the 4 movies A, B, C and D. After collecting all the reviews, Brandon separated all the 5-star ratings, and he noticed the following details. Critics who gave 5-star ratings to movie D didn't go 5 stars to any other, didn't give to any other films, and that number was equal to the number of critics who gave 5-star ratings to movie C. And then the number of critics who gave 5-star ratings to exactly one movie, to either movie A, B, C or C, are equal. 117 critics gave 5-star ratings to movie A. The number of critics who gave 5-star ratings to exactly 2 movies, B and C, and A and C, and A and B are all equal. There were exactly 360 critics who gave a 5-star rating to at least one movie. So this is a Venn diagram question, right? This is a Venn diagram question, but it involves integral solution. Like you can put all the values in a Venn diagram, and then you can work on the questions. As you can see, the questions are such that, see, what is the difference between maximum and minimum number of critics who gave a 5-star rating reviews to both A and B but not C, right? If it is known that a prime number of critics greater than 60 gave a 5-star rating to only movie C, then find the number of critics who gave a 5-star rating to all the 3 movies A, B and C. So this set was definitely tricky, and this set also falls under difficult level category. Okay, and definitely this is not the first set that you should start with, although it's a Venn diagram question, and we suggest that you should attempt Venn diagram questions. But if it is a 4 sets Venn diagram, if it's a 3 sets Venn diagram, you should be careful about that, because there could be lots of if and buts in 3 sets Venn diagram. The ideal time to solve this set would be 12 to 15 minutes because of all the cases that we need to consider, right? Next one says, in the recent ICC Champions Trophy tournament, the top 5 bowlers in terms of wickets taken for India were Shami, Yadav, Varun, Patel and Jadeja. These 5 bowlers were wearing 5 jerseys with the 5 different numbers, 21, 33, 42, 74 and 84 in any order. Each of these 5 bowlers took at least 1 wicket, and no 2 bowlers took the same number of wickets. The following details are known. The number of wickets that the player with jersey number 21 took is equal to the 2/5 of the absolute difference between the number of wickets that Varun and Shami took, and neither of them has the jersey number 21. So information is given regarding the number of wickets they have taken and their jersey number. So with that, what we need to do, we need to connect. It's a, you can say, list matching. Like there is a one list of player, there is one list of jersey number. That's it, double line distribution. And how can you do that as per the given information? Of course, there were some cases to consider in this one as well, but overall it's easier than the Grand Prix set and the Venn diagram set. So first one, second one, and this one. These are the distribution set, the first one and this one. These are the 3 sets that you should have tried during mocks, and rest of the 2 sets you should have tried after the mocks, so that you can be aware of the methods, and that you can check from our video solutions as well, that how you could have done those sets in lesser time. Okay. So overall, out of 22 questions, if you check those 3 sets I have mentioned, this one, the first one and the distribution sets, right, it would take, I guess, all of your time, right? You cannot solve more than that. If someone is solving, that is some exceptional performance, because the third set, the Grand Prix set and the Venn diagram set, if you have attempted these sets during mocks, one set alone will take 20 minutes of your time or approximate to that. Okay. So overall we can say the according to the difficulty level of this set, if you are getting anywhere like 28 to 30 marks, then you must have gotten 99 percentile or more than that, right? So if you have your scores and percentile, then you can confirm it. Okay guys, so I hope your iCAT 11 went fine and you are happy with your scores. If not, then you must try these sets on your own again and check the video solutions. Okay. Now I am handing over to Shavana ma'am. Shavana ma'am, are you there? For VARC analysis, where is that? Yes. 1 second. Okay, Savannah ma'am is coming online in few seconds. Till then, you can read this RC. So, guys, if you can post your VARC scores, then I'm sure Savannah ma'am will have something to consider as per your scores. What was the difficulty level of VRC section overall? You can comment all these here. She should be here in few seconds. Hello, Savannah ma'am. Please continue
Sachin
with
sir,
this
can you hear
mock
me?
analysis, and it's your turn now. VRC. Okay.
Hi sir, so I'm audible and visible.
Yes, yes, you are visible and audible, ma'am.
Okay. Hi everybody. We are going to do iCAT 11 analysis for the VARC section. Now, today there is some kind of a glitch, means if I turn up the volume of YouTube जहाँ पे session चल रहा है, so what will happen? My voice will echo. And if I lower it, अभी जैसे मैंने बंद कर दिया है, तो I cannot hear anybody out there. I cannot even understand what's going on. So anyway, I'm just going to do this blindly. I'm here. I'll give you a very crisp analysis of the entire VARC section. Let's get started with this. I hope this will help you in understanding which questions to take, which questions to skip. All right. So guys, I'm very happy to see you all, and let's start. Now, there were 4 passages, as is the norm, 4 passages, and then there were, like, 2 para-completion, 2 para-jumbles, 2 short summaries, and 2 odd-one-out. We don't know what changes CAT is going to bring this time, but so far we are taking this particular pattern and moving forward in every mock. So the first RC over here in iCAT 11 was something on orrery. Now, for those of you who don't know the meaning of orrery, ORRERY, I'll just tell you. It's, keeping the sun in the center and like thinking that, okay, other things orbit around it. This is the normal way that we do it, right? Not the normal way we consider the cosmos, the universe. So this is orrery, and a lamp, this passage is talking about a lamp, a painting, not a lamp, a painting in which the lamp was in the center. And then this particular artist was Wright, I think, WRIGHT. So, orrery, painting, there was a painting that was being discussed right from the first para itself, in which there was a lamp in the center, and this was supposed to display, this was supposed to show you the orrery. Okay, so anyway, so these were the 3 or 4 common words: orrery and painting and light and Wright, WRIGHT. So the flow of the passage was very easy. At first glance, it looked pretty dense. Like, even to me, when I was doing the video solutions, I felt, oh my God, ये क्यों आ गया है? ठीक है? So it was pretty cool. It was pretty easy. दिख रहा था अच्छे से. But what was happening was, अभी एक सेकेंड आप रुक जाइए, मैं इस पे ना ठहर जाइए. YouTube वाला मैं इस पे लैपटॉप पे खोल के देखती हूँ. Pretty cool. It was pretty easy. दिख रहा था अच्छे से. But what was happening was, okay, I'll try this way now. All right. So the flow of the passage was very easy. Okay. Thank God. Sajan sir has already displayed this first slide on the screen. I'm very happy and grateful. So Sajan sir, I'll keep telling you, अगर थोड़ा सा आप help कर दो या अभिषेक sir help कर दें, तो it will be like good for me, जैसा आप हमेशा करते हो help. Anyway, so अभी ये first slide में, as we can see, lecture on the orrery, a philosopher, capital सारे वो थे, तो this was like, about a painting. Now, the flow was very easy, although it looked intimidating. This is what I was telling you. Question number 1. Okay. Question number 1 was a weekend question. So if we can go over to the weekend slide, I'll show you. Weekend wala question tha, but this was very, very easy to do. Why? Because it was simply asking you, wahan pe claim diya hua hai question mein, and you had to just go against it. You had to weaken it. Okay? So this was easy. Question number 2 was a strengthen question. Okay, so strengthen question में कैसा था? I'll tell you this. It was the question stem said the author claimed that it was ideological. ठीक है? अभी sir, okay, this is the first one. So see, this is like weakening. Renunciation is insufficient. We have to weaken it. This was pretty cool. Then the second one, I moved on to the second one. The second one says we have to support the author. Okay, so support the author bole to, this clearly said it was ideological rather than stylistic. बच्चों support में क्या करना है? Just you have to pick one option that shows you that it was ideological, right? Rather than stylistic. Ideological is based on your principles, your beliefs, your tenets, okay? And stylistic is based on its aesthetic appearance, the style of painting. You have to just pick one option and say that an option that says that it was based on ideology. So इसमें बहुत clearly दिख रहा था कि इसमें आपका कौन सा था? Enlightenment वाला, number option B. Several members of the academy had previously expressed public discomfort with enlightenment themes in art. तो हो क्या रहा था कि these new things were coming up. Enlightenment came as like, an eye opener for the people. So the members of the academy, जहां ये reject किया गया, right was rejected by this academy. So why did they reject? Because they were uncomfortable with enlightenment themes. They didn't want to come out of the traditional belief system. Enlightenment was an eye-opener for everybody in terms of science, geography, jo bhi hai. So the members of the academy were unhappy about it. They were uncomfortable. This is what would support the author's claim. So this was so easy, right? So ye dono questions, despite the fact that these were from critical reasoning, were pretty doable because you have to just check the claim and go against it or support it. Then question number 3. Question number 3 was modern inference. Sorry, modern carry. It was a moderate inference. And it was directly given over there. Inference question kya keh raha hai aapse? What can be inferred about the function of light? It was there in the first para or something in Wright's painting based on the author's analysis. And then in the last para, again, the function of light was mentioned. Karna kya tha? Basically, you had to just check both the paras for the function of light. And it was given directly, but in a rephrased form. Option C yahan se niklega answer. So it functions as a medium. Perception, understanding, दोनों का ना boundary lines को blur किया था. Paragraph में I remember it was given. The boundary lines were blurred because of this light. Okay, so that is what is given over here in different language. Become indistinguishable. The boundary, perception and understanding became indistinguishable. Okay? So this was pretty doable. So 3 questions so far, very good. Then the 4th question was para-related. A little bit tricky. जो मुझे लगा, it was connected to the final para, but why tricky? I'll tell you, because it would be a little difficult for students to interpret exactly from there. ठीक है? So the 4th question could have been left. आप 20-25 seconds try कर सकते थे, then you could have dumped it saying कि यार इसमें तो दिख नहीं रहा है, inference आ ही नहीं रहा है types, you could have just dumped it. So 3 questions were very doable from this passage, questions 1, 2, and 3, and the 4th one you could have skipped had your inference ditched you at the last moment. ठीक है? तो ये हो गया. ना अब आई होप आप लिखते जा रहे हो कि कौन कौन से क्वेश्चंस डुएबल थे, कौन से नहीं थे. आई एम मूविंग ऑन टू RC2. RC2 was on volcanoes. It was a beautiful set with a beautiful set of questions. And मतलब करने में ऐसा लग रहा था उसके, जब मैंने वीडियो सॉल्यूशंस बनाया, I really loved each and every bit of it. Okay, and this came as a wave of fresh air. क्यों? क्योंकि ज्यादातर हमारे ना philosophy, sociology, psychology कुछ ना कुछ से connected होता है, so everything looks like dense and almost the same pattern. ये वाला बहुत अच्छा था, बहुत मजेदार था. So if you see the first slide over here, it talks about volcanoes, and the entire passage kind of rambles on about volcanoes. So what happens in this? I'll tell you the questions for doability. The first question was easy weakening. Okay. The question said, which of the following would weaken the author's claim that सबसे ज्यादा जो volcanoes study किए जाते हैं, अच्छे से study किए जाने से volcanoes का predictability अच्छा होता है. पैसेज में ऑथर ने क्या बोला था? He said that if we study volcanoes properly, we will be able to understand which volcano is going to erupt, which volcano is disastrous, which volcano is okay, chalega, ऐसा types. ठीक है? So the first question says understudied. आप देखो यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन बोल रहा है, undermine the author's claim that understudied volcanoes से बड़ा थ्रेट है. ऑथर का कहना था अंडरस्टडीड है, हमने उसको पढ़ा नहीं है, सो बड़ा थ्रेट है. ओवर, अगर अच्छे से पढ़ लेंगे, उसको स्टडी कर लेंगे तो थ्रेट कम हो जाएगा. वी हैड टू जस्ट गो अगेंस्ट हिम एंड से कि जान जा, रहने दे रहने दे यार, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है. आप कितना भी स्टडी कर लो, वॉल्केनोस का पता ही नहीं चलता, प्रेडिक्टेबिलिटी नहीं होती है, राइट? सो इफ यू लुक एट दिस क्वेश्चन, ऑप्शन ए वाज अ वेरी क्लियर वन विच सेज कि भाई मोस्ट कैटास्ट्रोफिक इरप्शंस 200 साल में आपने जितने स्टडी किए थे वो सारे वॉल्केनोस वेल स्टडीड थे, येट दे इरप्टेड एंड येट दे वर लाइक कैटास्ट्रोफिक. So option A straight away weakens it. So this was again a very doable question. I'm telling you over here, ये critical reasoning जिसमें ना claim दिया रहता है statement में, वहां question stem में, इनको करने का आप एक बार नाक develop कर लो, you will be able to do at least 1 out of 2. Okay. The second question was what? It was to support. ऑथर का क्या कहना था कि जियोपॉलिटिक्स से डिसाइड होता है कौन सा वॉल्केनो को कितनी फंडिंग देनी है. वॉल्केनो है कहीं पे एक जगह पे, मान लो एटना में है, ठीक है, कहीं पे सिसिली है, कहीं पे आपका ना वॉल्केनो इज देयर. सो हो क्या रहा है, ऑथर का क्लेम था कि ओके, इफ दीज वॉल्केनोज आर देयर, इट्स नॉट नेसेसरी दैट ऑल द वॉल्केनोज आर गेटिंग द फंडिंग बेस्ड ऑन देयर what should I say, based on how sinister they are, based on how threatening they are. उसका कहना था ऑथर का कि जियोपॉलिटिकल की वजह से ज्यादा फंडिंग मिलती है, ज्यादा प्रेफरेंस मिलता है, एंड दोज वॉल्केनोज आर स्टडीड. इफ यू गो ओवर टू दिस क्वेश्चन एंड लुक एट ऑप्शन ए, उसमें क्लियरली क्या बोला है, वॉल्केनो साइट्स नियर वेस्टर्न मिलिट्री बेसिस. मिलिट्री बेसिस के जो साइट्स है ना आसपास वॉल्केनो के, दे रिसीव कंसिस्टेंट सैटेलाइट अपडेट्स रिगार्डलेस ऑफ इरप्शन रिस्क लेवल्स. कोई मतलब नहीं है इरप्शन होगा नहीं होगा, कोई उसको फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा, बट दे रिसीव सैटेलाइट अपडेट्स. मिलना है इनको, क्यों? क्योंकि दीज आर कनेक्टेड टू वेस्टर्न मिलिट्री बेसिस. दिस शोज जियोपॉलिटिकल, right? So this was a very easy one, doable. Okay. Then question 3 was interpretive frameworks are missing. Okay. So interpretive frameworks are missing. Question 3 में आपको ना इस तरह से बोला है कि the claim of the author in the passage is interpretive frameworks are missing. तो इसलिए ना हमारा technological is not enough. If we just go with the technological stuff, if we just put radars over there, if we just kind of put signal transmitters over there, this is not enough, because असल हमारा interpretive framework ही missing है, right? So this is what this question says. Which of the following exemplifies the passage's argument? Technological monitoring काफी नहीं है. Just go down and see यहाँ पे आपका question 3 का option C में देखो. A large eruption was successfully predicted. गैस सेंसर्स टेक्निकल थे उसके, गैस सेंसर्स लगाया आपने, यू कुड प्रेडिक्ट, बट इवैक्यूएशन फेल्ड ड्यू टू इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कोलैप्स. अब यहां पे ऑप्शन सी कम्स वेरी क्लोज. ओके, सो ऑप्शन सी कम्स वेरी क्लोज, लेकिन इसमें दो पार्ट्स हैं. द स्टूडेंट कैन बी मिसलेड बाय ऑप्शन सी. उसको ये लगेगा कि अच्छा, लार्ज इरप्शन वाज सक्सेसफुली प्रेडिक्टेड, इवैक्यूएशन फेल्ड, तो इसलिए this is like something जो हमारा interpretive वाला नहीं है. This is what the author is saying. But there was a very close, these two were very close options, A and C. A is the answer over here. आप A देख लो क्या कह रहा है. A highly instrumental volcano erupted with minimal warning. ये तो ना पता ही नहीं चला, फट गया, because its gas levels were misinterpreted as low risk. So the technical stuff was there. You could understand कि ये कभी फटेगा, but interpretation was problem. तो question क्या कह रहा है? Technical alone is not enough. Interpretive infrastructure आपका weak है. Interpretive facilities weak है. This was the claim of the author. उसके हिसाब से if you go, option A is the best one, although option C was a very close second. ठीक है? So this was also doable. Question 4. Again, this was like, global security se related tha, and this was easy support question. So from this passage, I would say all the 4 questions could have been done. कैसे decide करते आप? Volcano, a very easy topic, plus यहाँ सारे जो questions हैं, इसमें दिख रहा है कि यहाँ कितने आसान तरीके से आप निकाल सकते हो. So 1, 2, 3, 4 सारे इसमें से कर सकते थे. And पहले passage में से अगर आपने 3 कर लिए, तो गुड, सेफ 7 क्वेश्चंस करके तो आप ऑलरेडी सेफ हो. अभी जैसे क्वेश्चन 4 ऑन द स्क्रीन है, अभी देख लो आप. Author's contention that volcanic risk is a global security. Oh my God, this was so good. वो कह रहा है हमें सपोर्ट करना है, वो कह रहा है इट वॉज ग्लोबल. वॉल्केनिक कोई भी रिस्क होता है ना, इट्स ग्लोबल, कनेक्टेड विद बटरफ्लाई इफेक्ट, केओस थियरी. तो एक कहीं पे फटेगा तो दिस विल हैव implications, this will have an impact across various places. ठीक है, इसमें देख लो आप ऑप्शन ए, अ सिंगल वॉल्केनिक इरप्शन एक हुआ, इट डिसरप्टेड व्हाट, एयर ट्रैवल, कहां, अक्रॉस various continents for nearly a week. So this is showing global, this is supporting the author's claim. Right, 2 passages. ये 2 passages में से 6 to 7 questions आराम से निकाले जा सकते थे with minimum efforts. ठीक है, then I'm taking you over to RC3. RC3 was a मजेदार topic. It was something on character sketch. What is character sketch? Character sketch ना मतलब you're writing about somebody's characteristics, somebody's traits. तो character sketch को इस passage में they demoted. They said character sketch these days is not as important as showing ideology, showing something. So demotion of character sketch was the main idea of this passage. Okay, now it had 4 questions जिसमें एक पहला question was assumption. And I strongly recommend leaving this question. Not because you can't do it, not because I can't explain it, but because it's going to take you a lot of time. So first question छोड़ना बनता था. Second one was moderate. I'll tell you why. Because a sketch, it talked about what? Sketch shows behavior. Claim उसमें ये था कि just because, the sketch shows behavior, it's like kind of, it can produce moral insight. ये देखो, ये assumptions वाला है right now on the screen. So assumptions वाला definitely, as I said, छोड़ देना बनता है इसको. Now, second वाला question अगर ALP सेट लेके चलेंगे तो I'll show you. Second question देखो क्या बोल रहा है. This was super duper doable. Which of the following best points to a logical vulnerability in the author's claim? मतलब author ने claim दिया है. क्या claim दिया author ने? Character sketches provide moral clarity through description. Right? You have to show a flaw. You have to show यार क्या बकवास कर रहे हो आप ये. Just because you have shown, just because character sketch is there, it doesn't mean, just because it shows behavior doesn't mean moral भी दिखाएगा वो, moral insights भी दिखाएगा. So it was very doable. Option C इसमें आराम से आंसर निकल रहा था. Now this question 3, that's there on the screen. True false question है. Very simple question, para specific था. सारे वहां पे दिए हुए हैं. उस पैराग्राफ में ये पूछा क्या है, believes character sketches were marginalized in philosophy. Why? Reason. Right? Reasons जाकर के आप उस पैराग्राफ में देखोगे, you will get it. सारे इंटरप्रेट करने थे इसमें except one. तो इसमें आंसर आपका है C. Too stylistically ornate to serve this. That wasn't the reason why they were demoted, why character sketching was demoted. ठीक है, so ये हो गया हमारा. Now we are left with the last question, which I felt would be a little tricky for students. So from this passage, I would recommend doing two questions. जैसे first वाला छोड़ो, fourth वाला छोड़ो, second, third. तो अब ये पता कैसे चलेगा आपको, that you should leave this, you should take this up. Why? This happens with practice. And with practice, with mocks and sectionals, you understand that, okay, in this question, I generally tend to take time. So this is how you're going to decide. So out of these 4 questions, 2 questions करना, 2 questions छोड़ना बनता था. First 2 passages में से I showed you 6 to 7 questions. तो 9 तो हमारे ऐसे ही हो गए. Last वाला passage was absolutely wonderful, just like volcano वाला passage. Last वाला passage का एक topic क्या था बता रही हूँ आपको, polymaths. Polymaths are like, people with knowledge from various disciplines. तो उसमें कुछ एग्जांपल्स दिए थे, आइंस्टाइन और जाने किसका किसका दिया था, आई डोंट रिमेंबर एग्जैक्टली. सो दोज पीपल वर कंसिडर्ड पॉलीमैथ्स. So basically, the passage, the author was trying to drive home this point that sometimes it's good to come out of your specialization and acquire knowledge even from other disciplines. ये उसका मुद्दा था पैसेज का. ठीक है. अब इसके क्वेश्चंस कैसे थे? ओवरऑल आई फाउंड दिस पैसेज ब्यूटिफुल, वेरी इजी फ्लो, इजी टू अंडरस्टैंड. ओके. एंड देन देयर वर 4 क्वेश्चंस. द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन वाज अ ब्यूटिफुल आयरनी क्वेश्चन. ओके. कैप्चर्स द सेंट्रल आयरनी. आयरनी क्या है भाई? कहीं पर तो दिया होगा, बट sometimes it so happens that irony word is not mentioned. Look for stark opposites. That is my big tip over here. आप अगर चारों ऑप्शंस पढ़ोगे ना, आप देखोगे कि इसमें कोई भी ऐसा नहीं था एक्सेप्ट बी, ऑप्शन बी, जिसमें स्टार्क ऑपोजिट है. बी क्या कह रहा है? साइंस अपने आप को लॉजिकल और स्पेशलाइज्ड कहता है. लॉजिकल, स्पेशलाइज्ड, yet its breakthroughs are driven by emotion, chance, unrelated disciplines. ये so these two are opposite. अब बाकी सब में देख लो opposite नहीं बन रहा है. जैसे अगर आप डी में चले जाते हो, you see encourages multidisciplinary, it penalizes research that crosses disciplinary boundary. हाँ sorry, ये B and D they were close. Okay, but B was a better one because obviously that goes with the passage. इसमें A और C में बिल्कुल भी opposite नहीं बैठ रहा है. So irony may always look for something that is opposite. So B and D, and then B chunki connects with the passage, B should be your answer over here. Okay? So this was doable. Question 2 was, I think, the easiest one of the lot. Very, very doable. Theory example, उसमें 3-4 लोगों के नाम दिए हैं और पूछा है कि भाई, why is the author mentioning these people's name? Why is he bringing them here? ठीक है? उसमें क्या करना होता है? You just go to that paragraph and you look 2 lines up, 2 lines down. This was very, very easily inferred from there. Okay? So question 2 was the best one. Question 3, specific info. Specialization के बारे में author का क्या view है? Okay? The author's view about specialization. ये वाला अभी स्क्रीन पे जो आपको दिख रहा है, this is like, you know, something about that, वही 3-4 लोगों का नाम दे करके वाला, this was very good. And question 3 में क्या था? I'll tell you. Specialization. Author's view about specialization. So again, that was connected to a particular portion. आपने जाना है वो पोर्शन में, आपने वहां से उसको रीड करना है, 2 लाइंस अप नीचे. ठीक है, अप एंड डाउन. एंड द आंसर वाज अ क्लियर विनर. बी वाज द क्लियर विनर. ठीक है, वो डन था. क्वेश्चन 4 was very specific and clear interpretation. All right, now overall I'll tell you 10 questions could have been easily picked from this series, from this lot, from this test. ऐसे एक ग्लांस देखने के बाद आई वुड हैव स्टार्टेड माय टेस्ट विथ वोल्केनो एंड देन पॉलीमैथ्स. ये दोनों पैसेजेस बेस्ट थे, क्योंकि बाकी दोनों में जो आपको अभी जो और मैंने बताया कैरेक्टर स्केच और वो, द टॉपिक वाज स्लाइटली डेंस एंड देन देयर वर मोर क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग क्वेश्चंस. सो यू डिसाइड ऑन योर क्वेश्चंस, on your passages, not only based on genre but also on the type of questions. ठीक है? So 10 to 11 questions were 100% doable from this entire lot, जिसमें आपको पहले वॉल्केनो, सेकंड पॉलीमैथ, थर्ड कैरेक्टर स्केच, असम्पशन वाला क्वेश्चन छोड़ के, और फोर्थ आपको पहला वाला लेना चाहिए था. गॉट इट? ये हो गया. देन पीजेस. लेट्स मूव ओवर टू वीए. वीए में पीजेस, आपके दोनों पीजेस बहुत इजी थे. सीक्वेंस उसमें दिख रहा था बिकॉज ऑफ द कीवर्ड्स. ओके, तो वो आप कर सकते थे. देन पहला वाला का 2143, दूसरे वाले का 3124 ऐसा था. शॉर्ट समरीज में एक शॉर्ट समरी में थोड़ा सा ट्रिकीनेस था, दूसरा वाला लेकिन फर्स्ट शॉर्ट समरी वाज वेरी डुएबल. सेकंड वाले में हल्का सा लाइक स्टूडेंट कंफ्यूज हो सकता था बिटवीन 2 ऑप्शंस, बट ठीक है, कर सकते थे. और उसके बाद फिर आपका पैरा कंप्लीशन एंड ऑड वन आउट. ऑड वन आउट तो अभी हमारे मॉक्स और सेक्शनल्स में ऐसे क्वेश्चंस आते हैं जिसमें आपको दिख जाता है कि सेंटेंस कौन सा है, which sentence is the odd one out. It sticks out. But let's say you're not, in the test you don't get such a question. क्या करना है? आपने उसको छोड़ देना ऑड वन आउट को. पैरासमरी, इस बार की जो दोनों पैरासमरीज थे ना, दोनों पैरासमरीज में बहुत क्लैरिटी थी. बट द क्वेश्चन हियर इज अगेन ऑफ टाइम. सारे तो इसमें डुएबल थे, मोस्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस वर गुड, बट टाइम कितना निकलेगा, और टाइम के हिसाब से आपने करना है. सो इस पूरे टेस्ट का आई वुड सजेस्ट 30 मिनट्स एंड 10 मिनट्स डिवाइड करना. 30 मिनट्स में आपने 10 to 11 क्वेश्चंस कर लेना. किस तरह? वॉल्केनो वाले से 4 क्वेश्चंस, पॉलीमैथ से मे बी 3 क्वेश्चंस, एंड देन आपका जो थर्ड वाला पैसेज अगर आप लेते, मान लो कैरेक्टर स्केच लेते, उसमें से अगेन 2 या 3 क्वेश्चंस कर लेते. ये आप ऐसे परमिटेशन कॉम्बिनेशन यू कुड हैव डन योरसेल्फ. ऑलराइट, अगर आपको चौथा पैसेज छोड़ना था तो. वैसे चौथे पैसेज में भी 1-2 क्वेश्चंस बहुत इजी थे. ठीक है. So 10 to 11 questions in 30 minutes RC के, and then 4 questions तो definitely doable थे VA के इस बार. So 14 questions, चलो 15 कर लिया आपने, 15 में से 2 wrong हो गए, तो भी 13 questions with good accuracy is a great bet. I hope all these points are clear, guys. I hope you have made your notes. सारा यहाँ पे मैंने explain किया है कौन सा doable था, कौन सा non doable था, ठीक है. So that's it from my desk. I'm done. So over to ALP sir. I think he'll get on with his content now. All right. And I'm going to see you all again. Keep learning, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so here I am, and to discuss the quant strategy. Let's go there. What are the scores in quant? Who will tell me? Your scores in quants. I'm audible? Confirm my audio and the video. What are the scores in quant? Who will tell me? All right, I think I'm audible. Okay, so here we go. The first question is of algebra. It says consider the equation. We have a quadratic equation where the constant term is not known, that is k, and k belongs to this set. From 50 to 1000, both are included because this bracket means both the extremities are included. So 50 and 1000 will also be included. It's a natural number, 50, 51, 52, and so on. Then the number of all distinct values of k for which given equation has integral roots. Integral roots is equal to what? All right. So this is a question which I would say is based on properties of roots, nature of roots, and this will not take you more than 2 minutes. So this question is a must do. Well, then we go to this one. The value of k such that k is LCM of 1,6 plus LCM 2,6 till LCM 48,6, where LCM xy is the least common multiple of x and y. Now this is a question which will be a difficult question for sure. How many of you did it? Tell me in the comments. This is a question which you might start solving. You might start solving, then leave within a minute. Right? This is generally speaking. Like some people would have done it, but generally after a minute you would have realized that this question is making no sense at all. Isn't it? So this question requires a very deep insight into numbers. Point number one, how HCF and LCM behave, what are the factors, etc., and then being very keen or very kind of particular about the calculations. So this is why this question can be difficult, complicated. I think it should be left out. Then comes this one. If fx is 1, fx is 1 when x is 1 or 2, and fx is this. So if you see fx is sum of two preceding elements, which is nothing but Fibonacci sequence. Okay. So some people who have just realized, who must have seen it clearly, they must have known that the first two elements are 1, f1 is 1, f2 is 1, and then everything else is sum of preceding two elements. It's a Fibonacci sequence. The moment you realize it, you can solve the equation. Still, having said that, this question is not very easy. I would rate moderate, but still in 2.5 minutes. If you realize this thing. If not, then maybe 3 minutes, but it should be done. Next. ABCD is a quadrilateral with right angles at A and C, D, E, and B are both perpendicular. Area of quadrilateral A is this is this. So this question is again calculative, but 2.5 minutes, you can do it, you can skip it, or you can probably mark it for review and move ahead and then come back in the second round of discussion. Okay? So Ashish is the only person who is commenting over here. The next one, if fx is real, the minimum value of this is a question is must do question, because in the class also we had done a lot of questions like this, and this will take not more than a minute. Pehli baar mein, the first round, when you see quant, pehla sawal aaya to kiya, nahi aaya to nahi kiya, etc. So this is the question which we've done in the first round itself. Right angle triangle, C is circumcenter, located at distance of 8 units, 10 from perpendicular side, sum of lengths of in radius, and now this is for a right angle triangle. You know, the in radius and circumradius are nothing but, when you say in radius, it is perpendicular plus base minus hypotenuse whole upon 2, and circumradius is hypotenuse upon 2. So if you know this question is doable within 1.5 minutes or maybe less, but this should be done. All right. Shubhra, Akash, Maulik, Aman, and others who are watching but not commenting at all. How many integers value satisfy the equality this? The kind of question that should be done because we have done it a lot of times. You can use the critical points. Multiple things you can use. You can also use the product of numbers less than 300. Okay. 3 siblings, Neo, Leo, Mia, Noah, decide to bake a giant cake for their grandfather's birthday. Baking speeds per hour following a harmonic progression. It's known that Noah is the slowest, takes 5 times longer. This is a question which can make you confused. Okay. If confused within 1 minute, leave it. Otherwise, the people who won't be confused are doing this in exactly 2 minutes. Either you get confused, don't do it, or you will get clearly and do it. So I also told you which questions are doable, which questions are those which look like they are doable but they are not, and the questions which can confuse you depending on how much preparation you have done. Different ways, once you get experience different of, this is something which everybody should do. Everybody should do. This is a kind of freebie thrown at you. You should be doing it within a minute. All right. Find the number of ordered pairs of positive integers AB such that A and B are divisors of 960, but A cross B is not. Pair of positive integers such that A and B are divisors of 960, but A into B is not. So A, B are divisors, but the product is not. Great. I think this question can confuse you. You can mark for review and then revisit in the second round. Well, everyday boat leaves point A for B. Oh, this is the kind of question, it's got so many conditions. This can totally confuse you. If you do it, you will take 2 to 3 minutes. Otherwise, I would suggest that you can skip this question because this can confuse you a lot and end up wasting a lot of time. Rahul and Karan are 2 dealers, antique dealers. Rahul buys painting for 1500, Karan buys for 3000. Rahul increases price 5%. This is a question which is highly doable. And it's calculative, that's why 1.5 to 2 minutes, but this should be done in the first round of solving. Yeah, Ashish, I know that. That is why I'm saying, telling you which questions need to be solved at that time, which were not. Every day, delivery day, driver leaves the warehouse at 8 AM to pick up baggage, comes back. ये question ऐसा है, ये आसान हो या मुश्किल हो, हमें मतलब ही नहीं है. This should not be done in round 1. We should be done in round 2 because it's a long question. And it's arithmetic, it's speed, time, distance. It can confuse you, it can waste your time. So it should be for round 2. Farmer is trying to package 1,000 pounds of apples to sell to local market. There's 3 types of bags. Capacity is this. How many units can you fill the bags? Yeah, nice. There's a question of arrangement, distribution. This should be done within 1.5 minutes and the first round itself. Teacher calculates the average of students in a math test, comes out to 31. After re-evaluation, scores 30% of these students recorded incorrectly. When these are corrected, remove from original set. Oh. People who were removed 70%. 70% must be multiple of 7. 35 is there. This is a question which is a freebie. Freebie. How many of you have done this? Nikhil, yeah, time is the only issue. And this is why I'm coming with the analysis and doing it very fast for the simple reason because we don't have much time left. Neither you nor me. You for preparation, I for preparing you. That is, I'm just telling you the exact, because I'm assuming that you have done all the questions. So which questions were doable in the first round, which one should be marked for review, which one should be totally skipped. That is how you'll be able to solve 10 to 12 questions easily. Next. Baker has 16 annual cupcakes. Distribute among 3 children. Ensure fairness. Each child must receive at least 1 cupcake. Oh, this is basically... Yeah, this is whole number solutions with PNC. I think there will be some cases which have to be removed afterwards. Easily doable in 1.5 minutes. This is a proper conceptual question. Nothing much to care about here. In manufacturing a smartphone, the cost of raw materials makes up 20%. After improving the supply chain process, cost of raw materials drops to 15%. Okay, well, all costs remain same, percentage decrease in cost. Definitely doable. It's again a freebie. So there are 4 freebie questions in this, isn't it? वो 4 तो कर लेने ही चाहिए थे. आशीष समझ में आ रहा है अभी? 4 सवाल तो ऐसे थे जो 1 मिनट ईच में हो सकते थे. मैं क्या करता हूँ बताता हूँ. मैं पहले देखता हूँ पेपर. मैं देखता हूँ जो सवाल दिखने में छोटा लग रहा है, कम नंबर ऑफ वर्ड्स है या अलजेब्रा है, पहले वो करता हूँ मैं. राउंड 1 खत्म हो गया, फिर पीछे राउंड 2 पे आया मैं. फिर देखता हूँ कि वो सवाल जो वर्ड ज़्यादा हैं, अरिथमेटिक के हैं, ज्योमेट्री के, वो मैं करता हूँ. दैट इज़ हाउ आई डू इट, राइट? Ashish, is that right? Thank you. Thanks for saying that. But this helps, right? Isn't it? Now, man has same amount of money, different schemes. For 2 years, amount of money becomes this. In 2 years, at first, दूसरे में ये हो जाता है. Again an easy question. It's also freebie, but it is calculative. But you have calculators, so 1.5 to 2 minutes. But this question is doable. Again, 5 questions are freebies here. Scientist has 2 samples of compound. In each sample, she cultivates 2 strains of bacteria. Strain A, strain B. Ratio of strain A to strain B in large sample is 9:17. In both the samples combined is 7:11. So there are 2 times allocation we have to do. Again, an easy question. I won't say it's a freebie, but this can be done within 2 minutes in the round 1 itself. P and Q are positive real numbers. This minimum value of this is a freebie. Because the kind of things that we have done in algebra, this is something which you would be doing within 1 minute or maybe 1.5 minutes, not more than that. A freebie again. 6 freebies. 1 minus this. This, I would say it's freebie, but yeah, I know that logs can confuse people. So, but this still should be done in round 1 within 1.5 minutes. You see what? The thing is, this was log x, not x square. Log x square 9, cube 64. Essentially, if I want to have same basis, this will be 2 only. I will remove 2, make 3 here, remove 3, make 4 here, and then apply the simple logarithmic formulae, and things will be easy, right? So this is something I would say again a freebie ही है ये देखा जाए तो. Jeweler mixes 2 different qualities of gold, different cost prices, sells the mixture for 700 per gram. First mix high quality gold 40% rate. Okay, ठीक है. Again 2 minutes question है because it's calculative, but it's doable in the round 1 itself. That's all. So overall, I can see there are 7 freebie questions. When I say freebies, that means the questions which involve 1 to 1.5 minutes of a time in reading, solving, and marking. At max 2 minutes. ये है freebie. So you know what? In the first 15 minutes, anybody could have scored 21 marks. Now the remaining 25 minutes, what you need to do, I think you have understood that, right? Yes, Nikhil, exactly. So now you realize that we have to look for the freebies. And freebies are majorly given in algebra. If there are 7 freebies here, you must have realized there are 5 freebies in algebra and 2 were in arithmetic. Isn't it? You should be aware of that. And you should follow this in the next mock, the upcoming mock. There is iCAT 12, I think. It's live now. And look for these freebies in round 1. First 15 minutes में ही हमें 20 marks cross कर देने हैं. That is what your aim should be. The moment you do it, then you will be in the control of the entire exam, because now you know your 25 minutes more, you can increase the score. And at 21 marks, you will have obtained like 95th percentile. फिर हर एक question extra करने से your percentile will be increasing by 0.5. That's all you need to do. In round 2, do the questions which you mark for review, which were I think 4 questions were like that for review वाले question, जो round 2 में हमें करने थे, which were doable in let's say 2.5 minutes. So I will say 10 minutes more. 25 minutes and you will be done with 11 questions. That is 33 marks. Cool. Still, we are left with 15 minutes. In that, do whatever you like, whatever you feel like, you just do that. So I'm assuming if you do everything right, you'll get 33. Let's say you attempt here, you attempt only 8 right and 3 wrong. So 8 into 3 is 24. 3 into -1 is -3. 21 मार्क्स तो आ ही जाएंगे शुरुआत के 25 मिनट में. अगले 15 मिनट में आपको 10 मार्क्स और लाने हैं, and that's all. Do you get that? So let's try and do this in the next mock and tell me. I'll be coming live again for analysis. Then I would like to see that you guys were able to identify the freebies and solve it in the first 15 minutes. All right? Should I expect that? What do you say? Done? कोई नहीं. And that is why we're coming live every time. This year we are coming live almost every mock, after every mock. The reason is simple, because the things that I tell you, you need to apply them in the upcoming mock and get going. Okay then, take care. I'll see you again in batch 3. I have a class of algebra at 6. I'll see you there if anyone for batch 3. Have a great weekend ahead. Bye bye. Take care. Good, Nikhil.